this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Scotchman cold saw to cut your IME 143, 144, or 145 CNC Mill Project 1 stock out of an extrusion. What we have on the stock rack is our 3-foot lengths of extrusion. We need to go ahead and cut this to a 4.1 length. We luckily have a stop set up here that has the cut lengths engraved into the actual rod. So to use that, we simply use this applied Allen wrench to loosen the top bolt. We turn the turret and find our cut length of 4.1. At that point, we bottom out the cut length to the stop on the stop, this vertical upright right here. Then we use the Allen wrench to go ahead and tighten the stop so it does not move when we install the stock. At this point, put the wrench back in the holder, and we're going to go install our stock in the saw. To do that, we want to go ahead and have the least amount of teeth engaged in the cut. So we're going to install the stock vertically in the saw. We're going to take our 3-foot extrusion, put it in between the vise jaws, slide the extrusion all the way up to the stop, and clamp the vise. Now, there's an automatic clamping feature that uses pneumatics, but for this project, we're just going to go ahead and clamp it in completely. At this point, we need to set our speed for our saw blade. We have 2 speeds on the saw. We have a low and a high. Because we're working with a very ductile material, aluminum, we're going to go ahead and cut it on the high speed. So once I turn the switch on to high, the trigger on the saw's handle makes the blade active. And as I pull down, you'll see that the blade opens up the guard and allows the saw to go ahead and cut the material. So simply pull the trigger on the handle and make sure the coolant is flowing and cut your workpiece. At this point, you unclamp the vise, you remove your workpiece in the extrusion, and be careful not to push the workpiece back too far because it might fall off the roller and get your foot. Now, the last step is to go ahead and use our caliper to measure our cut length. We want to double check that we cut the correct length for what we set up our saw to cut. If you look, we've got 4.099, so we are 1 thou out from the 4.1 length to cut. Again, a cold saw is a lot more accurate than a band saw, therefore we can get probably a plus or minus 10 thou tolerance on this saw. One last thing is we're going to go ahead and use the file to deburr the burrs that the saw left on the edges of the workpiece before we put it in our milling vise. Remember, files work in one direction and file away from you. Thank you for enjoying this instructional video on how to use the cold saw. Have a great day.